They got off. Whoever was on there, it's their iPhone, but they're off.
Yep, somebody's back. Well, that didn't last long. Good morning.
I'm downstairs, but I saw the stuff in my basket, so I thought it was.
Okay.
The docket for you first, sir.
Oh, okay, great.
All fresh and new. Oh my God, thank you. Love it. And then these are, this one just has a warrant, and I don't know, Marie had to come in her basket.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, a little bit.
They'll be looking for you on the computer.
I know, right?
Smile.
I'll be looking like a, what's your name? The baby roll.
Yeah.
Jessica is casting on the pre-trial they had scheduled, which was for February 2nd.
What, the one that Phil Baker sent out?
Hold on a second. Robin Byrne, there's 2 cases, 20 CR.
Let me find her. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so did you give her a date
Um,
or give him a date?
let's see. Hold on. May 12th at 9 a.m.
Good morning. Who I got here? What's your name? Okay, what's the name of the gentleman I got here on? What's your name? Yeah, on the Zoom meeting, what's your name? We gotta love Zoom.
Connectability, I know it's muted.
You're muted. You're muted. We can't hear anything. We can't hear anything. We can't hear you.
Judge, do you have a way of sending him a request to unmute via the?
Nope.
That's what I need right there.
Oh, is that for him? Okay.
Unmute.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can. So what's your name?
Donald Gurecki.
Let me find it. Okay. And I think you have an attorney, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Matt Bannister.
Mr. Bannister?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you're good. We'll just need to, have you talked to Mr. Bannister? Is he going to join this morning?
He should be on there.
Okay. I don't see him yet, so we'll wait till he shows up. I don't think that's Mr. Bannister either.
Say that one more. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Reyes, I'll wait till you get connected here.
I'll tell them.
Mr. Reyes, I don't know if you can hear me. You're muted. Can you
Yes.
hear us? Okay. And what's your first name?
Reyes, Reyes.
Okay. And what's your last name?
Hernandez, Hernandez.
Okay. And so I think Mr. Day represents you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. We'll just need to, we'll wait for him to show up.
Okay.
You're in the right place. We just got to wait for him.
Okay. Thank you.
Laura said that.
What now?
Laura said that she has all the paperwork in case something. I don't want to do something. She didn't get to know about it, so I'm just letting you know.
Let me mute myself.
Judge, did Laura send out a docket last night?
I got one.
No. I guess maybe you're special. Let's see
Yeah.
here.
They've been telling me that in school for years.
Ah,
I
here it
didn't
is.
receive one.
I got it. Okay. Never mind, Sylvia. I got one.
Well, they were asking. They were talking about it. But then they said, "Oh, they're talking about it." All right, sounds good.
Judge, do you need any waiver forms or anything for people that show up?
Means like, oh, to talk to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any, so how
You
would
need,
how would I get them to them? How would
no,
I
I
get them?
meant for people that physically show up today.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Do you have reset forms or anything? If it,
I do have the reset forms for
All right.
EPCs.
I'll bring some down to you on the waiver forms.
There's that and the financial
Okay,
assessment. form.
great. Thank you. All right. Good morning, Mr. Smith, or the Mr. Smiths.
Yes,
Who do you have this morning so I can find them on the docket?
MD Islam.
Okay.
It's,
Now-
it's a combination, protective order.
I don't think you need the map.
Do you, I probably don't need that, do I?
Yeah. And I don't know, I have to grab an old docket. I thought when we spoke, we already agreed on a reset date for the criminal case.
Well, I thought that was today.
I don't mind docket. So I don't even have them on mine.
Who is it, Judge?
MD Islam.
He's here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Why don't you
And
come over here where the judge can see you. Yeah, just come on around here. We may have to move that table a little bit. Okay.
all right, so have you had a chance to talk to the DA's office? Mr.
Not
Smith?
really. The status is that have tried to get an agreement out of Sarah Springer on the modification of the protective order. And we got one concession. We've met with the boy one time, Thursday?
Yeah,
Thursday at 1 o'clock from 1 to 3. And Sarah has not called me back since then. I've called her yesterday and today. What I really want to accomplish today is to be able to tell the court that there's no allegation that the child has ever been involved in anything, and that we need to get that aspect of the protective order changed without waiting for a full-blown hearing on the temporary orders. Sarah has announced that it's going to take over 2 hours, therefore we're put off until the middle of February or after middle of February.
That guy may be one of those. Okay.
Judge, who are the,
Do we have a hearing date set for the family law case?
no, we do not. That's why I want to get something done on this. The only issue that we have a motion to modify the protective order. And I think that could be done in the day's hearing. And I'm prepared to put on testimonies to show that why it should be done.
Okay. And I tell you, do you want to talk to one of the assistant DAs and talk to them first before we start taking testimony on something? It may be, an hour or so before we can really take testimony on something. Right now, we're just kind of doing arraignments and resets.
Your Honor, I
Okay.
would object to having a hearing on it today. The state hasn't been notified. We've received no motion. We've had
You
no
have
notice.
received the motion. You have received the motion.
No.
I have sent you all the motion.
Well, do the two of you want to talk about this first before we start talking about taking testimony or hearing any evidence?
That'll be fine, Judge. We'll do whatever the court wants to do.
Yes, Judge, we can go to a room.
Who wants to talk to Mr. Smith?
I'll do it, Judge. I'm familiar with the case.
Let me see if I can do this here.
Judge, before you leave, who are the other two gentlemen in on the screen?
They have other cases.
Oh, okay. They're not related to this. Okay.
No, this is the full-blown docket.
Okay.
Mr. Smith, do you know when you think you sent us the motion? Because I'm searching my inbox and I don't see any copy of it.
I can find out. Hold on a second. There, I need to find the motion to modify the protective order and when it was sent out. Okay, My IT department just left. He'll be back in a minute.
Judge, I think I'll stay, if it's all right with you, I'll stay in the regular docket while Ben talks with Mr. Smith, because we're the only two up here who can be in court right now.
And so I sent the breakout room notice to Mr. Smith, but it says he's not joined yet, so. Mr. Nystrom's waiting for you. All right.
Your Honor, if it's okay, I'm going to step away from the computer for just 1 second.
I see a couple attorneys are joining, so I'm going to start talking to them as soon as they show up.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, and what's your name? I see a Matt.
Matt Bannister for Donald Gurecki.
Okay, and Mr. Gurecki is here. I don't know if you can see him or not, but see if I can get him to unmute.
Yes, sir.
All right, and what would you like to do with Mr. Gurecki's case today?
Your Honor, the prosecution did give me discovery at the end of last week. I need to set a meeting with Mr. Gurecki so I can go over it. So for today, we would just like a reset to have time to get that accomplished.
Okay. Do you anticipate, the next setting, well, that it'll eventually end up in a trial, or do we want a non-issue setting?
I think for now, I'd like at least one non-issue setting so I can discuss with my client and then discuss with the prosecution. So
What about around May 6th? How does that sound?
that'll work, Your Honor.
I see you're driving.
That should give us plenty of time.
Yeah, there may be a passenger. Can't tell. Is there somebody there that could take them? Yeah, is there somebody there?
Yeah, I apologize. I had to drop my kids off at school this morning. I was on dad duty as well.
Okay.
So
Okay. What's going to be the best way to get an email address to you just so we can confirm that date?
I believe I've got an email address from Mr. Leedy for the Zoom call.
Okay.
And I can get a digital reset signed by my client in, or however the court wants.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how you do it. So
Okay. Yeah. Either if you could, either reply to that email you got, or just send an email just confirming that May 6th.
Judge, what was that?
Mr. Leedy.
What was that defendant's name, please?
Donald Gurecki, 20 CR 36356.
Thank you.
So, okay, so Mr. Bannister and Mr. Gurecki, that'll take care of your case today, and we'll just look for that confirmation of that email on May 6th.
I'll send that to Mr. Leedy, Judge. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, then Miss Scott, I think you were the next one I saw come up.
Good morning, Judge Leedy.
Good morning. What, looking on the docket here for the case that you have.
I have Bessie Neal.
Okay.
And I don't think we're going to trial. I just think that we need to have some time to talk. And I think Travis is handling this one.
Okay. Okay, so just looking for a non-issue type setting?
Yes, it's a non-issue, kind of a green reset.
Okay. What about, like, how does May 20th sound?
That sounds perfect, and I do hope at that time that we will have this resolved.
Let me show you an email address, Ms. Scott, if you can.
Oh, I have that one.
Okay, if you could just send an email and just reference Ms. Neal's name and the May 20th at 9 o'clock setting.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
And then Karina will reply to that, just to confirm you got it.
Okay. I'm sending that now.
I think you just had one case, didn't you, Ms. Scott?
That's correct, Judge. I'm just gonna hang out because I haven't seen you guys in so long.
Okay, all right.
Hi, Randy.
Okay, so and when Karina gets that email, she'll reply just to confirm that it's done.
Okay. Hi, Ben. I'm just hanging out in the background.
All right, I'll go back to Mr. Smith. Oops, I lost him. There he is. So Mr. Smith and Mr. Nystrom. All right. Okay, and Mr. Smith, I think you're still muted. All right, so we come up with any agreement on Mr. Islam?
No, Your Honor, what we need to do is reset a hearing, and I need to make sure the motion is served on everybody. What's the first time that we could have, I'm not talking about a full temporary orders hearing where we have to go through all the finance and all that stuff. I really just need a hearing on the modification of the protective order.
Okay, so, but that's, okay, so that, not the family law case, but the criminal case.
No, the criminal case, Ben has agreed that he will be bound by whatever is decided in the family law case. So we need to have the family law hearing. I don't think Ben intends to participate in that unless he just wants to, but.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Ms. Lozano, so have we gotten a date for Islam with Charlie Smith and Sarah Springer?
To my recall, Mr. Smith never got back with me. I said for sure what his side.
You know what? Let me do something.
Mr. Bannister on the rescue.
Okay, good. Okay, so Karina's checking emails. She said she had sent emails out to Mr. Smith and Ms. Springer about looking for a date. So
Better than triage and then my name. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't understand that one.
Ms. Lozano is checking her emails. She said she sent emails to Mr. Smith and Ms. Springer looking for a date for a hearing on the family law case.
I think, Judge, it may be helpful to the court to understand that Kara, my assistant's husband, has tested positive and she hasn't been here for a week and a half. And that may explain why there's been some miscommunication, and we apologize to the court for that.
Okay.
And it looks like she's going to be out for a couple more weeks.
Just real quick on the next one.
Well, I tell them to, okay?
I know.
Yes, May 6th at 9 o'clock.
And Judge, just to, I guess, recall what happened last week, in the criminal case on Mr. MD Islam, there is an order that's been signed and issued stating that the protective order, the bond conditions of that case are bound by what happens in the family law case. Okay. And so whenever that gets resolved, and because I just thought that was a better vehicle to let everyone air their grievances and kind of dictate what's going to happen with that family than trying to do it in the criminal case.
Okay. All right. So then step one is getting a hearing in the family law case, and Ms. Lozano's checking. So
yes, Your Honor.
While she's checking,
And I think we had discussed a little bit that, that made sense because the child custody may be different, and there may be some contact necessary to exchange custody between the parents, even if generally contact would be prohibited between them.
Judge, if we could get Sarah Springer today, could we have our hearing today on the limited issue of establishing communication and visitation with the child?
Judge, you're muted.
Judge, I couldn't hear you.
He's talking to someone in the court.
Oh, okay. Can everybody hear everybody at this point?
No, by and large, most people should just stay muted unless they're being addressed by the court. Everyone's here on like different cases, so.
Okay, I just wanted to harass Conrad about his shiny sunglasses.
Yeah.
It looks like he's in a Hollywood movie.
Not everybody can be as beautiful as you, Charlie.
You might ought to spring for the anti-glare stuff, Conrad.
I'm a bright guy, Charlie.
Hello? Yeah.
Mr. Smith, you probably need to mute your phone call.
Okay, I'm talking to Karina. Hold on. What that was the judge had Corinna call me, and there's an email lag between the courtroom and the office. So when she gets able to get back to the office, we'll get the time resolved.
Sounds good.
I don't know if somebody from the DA's office wants to come down. The jail brought a prisoner over right now. So.
Just to be clear, we had talked to them about not doing that, I thought was the last I heard. So, but I'll come down.
The word did not get to the right people.
Who did they bring down, Judge? Who did they bring?
Female prisoner.
Okay. I got the file over here, Brandy.
Your Honor.
But just hold on a second. Mr. Smith, Ms. Lozano is going to talk to you.
She just did talk to me.
Okay. So
She
Mr.
called
Day,
me.
Mr.
And bottom line is that she's, because of the way the email, she's going to have to get back to her office. So she'll call me after court is over and we'll get it resolved in terms of the
and
schedule.
she's in her office right now looking for that email.
Okay.
So I may go to Mr. Day. Can you hear?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, so your client was here early, so we're going to go back to him. I think it's Mr. Hernandez. Reyes Hernandez. What are we looking at doing with him?
Well, I haven't really gotten a plea worked out on his case yet. And so I guess we just need to reset until things, I mean, I don't even know. I guess I need to call the DA's office and talk to him about it.
Okay. So we'll probably put him for pretrial on May 12th at 1:30. So let me show you, Mr. Day, if you can see this address.
Yes, sir.
So if you can email to that address, just saying that Mr. Reyes Hernandez be reset to May 12th at 1:30.
So you want me to confirm by emailing the court? Is that what you're saying at that?
Yes, yes.
All right.
And then Ms. Lozano will reply to confirm it.
Okay. I'll be happy to, Judge.
All right. So I think that's it for Mr. Day. Did you have anybody else?
I have Steve Mancera. I thought I saw him earlier, but I don't see him. Oh, here he is at the bottom in the middle on my screen. He's walking.
I'm sorry, I had to feed my animals, sir.
That was him trying to speak to us. So can Mr. Hernandez be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Hernandez. Yes. So Mr. Hernandez, you'll be reset to May 12th at 1:30. And all right, but then you can go. Okay, so Steve Mancera.
Yes, there he is.
And
How's it going?
Your Honor, may I be excused to talk to Karina?
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I see Mr. Mancera also has quite a few resets, so we probably just need to put him for that same
Okay.
pretrial date of May 12th at 1:30.
All right, Judge.
So again, if you send that same email and then she'll confirm.
I'll do it, Judge. Thank you.
May 12th at 1:30. All right, so Mr. Day, did you have anybody else?
I think I had one other one, but he's got a felony, and so we reset him to accommodate the felony. So nobody else today.
Okay, all right, so if you just send those emails to Ms. Lozano, then you're done.
I'll do it, Judge. Thank you. Have a good
you.
morning. May we be excused?
Yes.
Steve, you can leave now.
Alrighty, have a good day, guys.
Let me mute everybody.
Calvin Garvey is her attorney on the felony.
Okay.
And so
Now Calvin signed a bunch of resets yesterday. That wasn't.
he wasn't appointed on this one, I don't think, because it was a misdemeanor case. So
I
we
see.
probably need to get him appointed on her today.
All right, let's see.
Who am I looking for from Mr. Day?
Reyes Hernandez.
That's May 12th at 1:30.
Yes. I'm looking for the other one. I'm looking for the other one.
Judge, just so
Steve Manzera, May 12th at 1:30.
I guess when Karina gets back to the office, she'll copy us on these resets.
Yes.
Yeah, because with me getting up and leaving and walking around and stuff, sometimes I can't keep track of when people are getting reset too.
Steve Manzera, May 12th at 1:30. All right, let's see here if we get. If we can get Mr. Elick involved here.
Good morning, Your Honor. And
Good morning. All right, so let me see. I show you on Francisco Izagara.
there, I have two cases that you just recited, Mr. Robinson and Mr. Gary. And they are both, Mr. Robinson is online and actually here in my office, and Mr. Istigary is online. And you can, I think you can see him. And I guess I haven't worked out a plea bargain with Mr. Kane, although Mr. Kane and I have discussed both of these cases rather extensively. And I have, in connection with that, Mr. Kane and I have agreed with Mr. Kane to furnish him substantial documentation of my client's medical situation. Basically, talked to Mr. Kane about this. I guess it's all right to mention to the judge. So most of my clients have attended in-house in residential recovery and have been recovered, thankfully, for I think roughly a year. Okay. Mr. Kane is looking to see records on that, which I have, and will produce to him.
Okay, and so what do you anticipate the reason for a next setting for Mr. Robinson? Are we looking at is it going on the trial path or a disposition path?
Well, I feel like I'm very optimistic. Mr. Kane and I will arrive at an agreed disposition. As you know, Your Honor, you can't always predict. When you think we can work it out, you know, there's always that risk that you may not. But I am optimistic about both of these cases. Basically, the time passage has been by agreement with Mr. Kane to add adequate time to look and see and give time as to whether the recovery is, effective and long lasting. Okay. A lot of times he likes to see a history, and I agree with him. I'm willing to furnish that. All
right. Well, if I can get either you or your technical department, Lisa, to send
her here, Your Honor, right next to me. She's not, okay. But I'm a little awkward with IT. So
can she see that email?
Yes, she can. Lisa, you can speak up if you can.
Yes, sir. I see it.
Okay. If you just send an email to that address referencing both of those cases, Brian Robinson and Francisco Izagari, we'll set them both for May 20th at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And if you put the cost numbers in the email.
I'd like to compliment the court and the district attorney staff on how seamless and good this. I had real questions about this Zoom docket. It's working very nice, I think.
All right, so if you send those emails, and then Karina will respond.
And may we leave the Zoom hearing?
You may, and so make sure Mr. Izagari knows he can leave too. He was there. I see him. Okay.
A son that is helping him.
He's up there. So, Mr. Izagari, can you hear us?
Yes.
His son is with him.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your case is going to be reset to May 20th, and that's all we need today. So you can leave 9 o'clock.
You can leave. Thank you. Will be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
There's just too many people.
Your Honor.
Yes.
May my client and the translator be excused, and while Corinna and I try to get a date.
Sounds good.
Okay. So can I leave the conference also, and I'll get with Corinna and get back with the court?
That'd be fine.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, if I may, we have Shane Horlicia that called this morning. He never got the Zoom setting because I think he was set before we did all this.
Let me find him. Hold on.
Okay.
Was he pro se?
I believe so.
Okay, so we got the form up here for him to come up and sign.
No, what I'm saying, Judge, is he's calling saying he can't come to court. Do you want us to try to get him on the Zoom docket?
So, I mean, are you going to take care of that?
We'll try
What's the
to.
reason? What's the reason he didn't show up?
Said he can't get a ride and he doesn't have a driver's license.
Okay. All right. So we have the URL link for his hearing. So how are we going to get it to him?
Either our office can try to or Karina can try to, but I imagine Karina's doing other things right now.
Yeah. Do you have an email for him?
We'll try to get it. We're going to call him here. If we can't get the Zoom to work out with him, we'll just tell him to get himself up here.
Okay. All right. So I guess first try to see if you can get an email address. All right. See Mr. Rivera. Let's see. I can see you, Mr. Rivera, but you're still muted.
Okay.
All right. Who do you have today?
Judge, am I unmuted now?
I can hear you fine.
I've got Daryl Phillips, Your Honor, and I know he's up there. He's connected. He was actually there in the courthouse. Oh, darn it.
He's supposed to be somewhere.
Okay.
I don't see him.
Did he call?
No, he's the one that came in. I went there. I got it on his phone. I had it connected.
Is he still here?
He's in his truck supposedly.
Just tell him to come in. Yeah, he came up here and was told to go back out to his truck. So do you have a phone number that we can contact him or?
Yes, he was on the line when you popped in. Mr. Phillips? Mr. Phillips?
I don't see him.
Okay, can you just walk in the courtroom unless the court is okay to do this by speakerphone?
Yeah, no, let's have him come on in.
Daryl, go in the courtroom.
Okay.
He walked out to his truck. It's going to take him a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Bryson Minor, I don't see.
Who's that?
This one right here, it's pro se.
What's his name?
Bryson Minor, M-I-N-A-R.
Sylvia on here. So Bryson Minor.
It shows him on the docket as
I didn't get a docket, so I bring one down.
Go in
But I can put that one. What do you want me to do?
Judge, I have all the cases. I'm Sylvia right now.
Okay. Yeah, somebody showed up and there's nothing for him. Bryson Minor. Or do we want to just fill this out and just write that URL on there or get his email?
Since it's an FOC and hasn't been filed, then I would agree with that completely. So,
Judge Bryson Minor is an FOC.
Okay.
He's on the very last page, number 38.
You can just get a good email address. Just set him for that February 3rd at 1:30. All right. So let me see if Mr. Rivera, client may come back in. Let's find out. Mr. Phillips,
Yes, sir.
why don't you come up this way and we'll see what we can do here. All right. So Mr. Rivera, Mr. Phillips came back in. Just stay right about there. What are we looking at doing with Mr. Phillips?
Judge, this is a companion same transaction case with a felony. The case that is before His Honor right now was the one that's always been pending. About almost 2 years later, they combined or they added a felony. So we're just now that they're together and he's coming to court, enough time to allow me to visit with the designated prosecutor on the case.
Judge, I really hate to interrupt, but is Bryson Minor still here? Because we reset him last time for him to do something. And he was supposed to do that. Okay.
He's right in front of me.
All right. I guess if you can send him up so we can visit with him and see what the status of what he's trying to do is.
Okay. Is this Mr. Minor?
yes.
Okay. If you can go up to the DA's office up on 3rd floor, ask for Mr. Nystrom. He said they had something they wanted you to do.
Mr.
Nystrom,
I'll go up with him if that's okay with the court, because
Okay.
that way Mr. Nystrom can stay on.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and have him fill this out or wait?
Well, Mr. Nystrom, since he's here, oop, now he's muted. You can
I'm here, Judge.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, what date should we give him on the reset?
We need to visit with him first and see what he's trying to do, because he's told us before he wants to hire an attorney, then he comes to court without an attorney. We don't know what he wants to do. So that's what we're trying to figure out. And Travis has been working with him a lot, and Travis isn't here kind of like last time. So we need to figure out a good date for him and see what's going to happen.
But do you want to just take him up with the reset form?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we go back to Mr. Rivera, and Mr. Phillips is here. So is there a felony date that's set?
Yes, there is, Your Honor.
Who are we discussing? I can look it up.
Daryl Phillips?
Phillips.
Mr. Phillips is, do you know when your felony date is? Okay, he's shaking his head no. So.
Oh, this one. I'm not at the office where I have the primary calendar, but I know we were there. Mr. Nystrom, do you see Daryl Phillips's felony?
I'm looking it up right now. I just need a minute.
Sure.
And I tell you, while they're looking up, what's his name?
Martinez.
If you could, can you get him to sign this?
Mr. Phillips does not have a pending felony before us right now. He was jailed on a felony charge. That was in August, or that was in July of 2020. I don't know that we're going to file it.
Okay, that was, thank you. That's helpful. That was part of my confusion. He hired me after the arrest of the July 2020, but the companion case, the same transaction case, is the misdemeanor case. So
he had a total of 3 cases: possession controlled substance penalty group 3, possession controlled substance penalty group 1, and possession of marijuana. We aren't filing the possession of marijuana case. I would have thought we would have filed the felony by now if we were. Obviously, Travis may know differently, but I don't anticipate a felony being filed.
If I may briefly, Judge?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my thinking based on my understanding of the facts. It would have been it was a weak case on the felony, so it sounds like Mr. Nystrom, without committing to the ultimate conclusion, but it looks like they're thinking, I'm not sure, just like he said. So can we have the next 30, 45 days on his honors court for a reset?
How about, what would April 22nd look like?
That looks good, Your Honor. And then is the court going to have Mr. Phillips sign right there?
Yes.
And then, Your Honor, I'd like to revisit quickly an off-docket matter from last week, Wednesday the 12th, when we were there on your docket.
Okay, so is this the original or a copy?
Yes.
This is the original?
Yes,
okay, so just hold on a second. Okay, so Mr. Martinez on that date in February, if you might want to practice, go to YouTube or something and look about Zoom. But on that date, on the computer up at the top where there's that, like if you look up here way up the top, there's that URL bar where you put in an address if you're searching for something. If you go in there and put the address in, okay? And then you'll appear like everybody else, okay? So you can go. Okay, and then, so we go ahead and get does Mr. Phillips need to stay around?
He does not. The case that I would bring up is unrelated. It's a different case.
Okay, so then, So Mr. Rivera, you have then Daryl Phillips down for April 22nd at 9 o'clock.
I do, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. And so want to get Mr. Phillips to sign. And Mr. Phillips, do you have email? Okay. If you'll just sign your name, put an address, and then just write your email address down there. Okay. So back to Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, Judge. Last week we had Trevor Walker on the court. It's a misdemeanor. You had greeted us at the entry there when you had that folding table.
Yes.
When we walked in. We got I don't know if we actually secured a reset. Ben, myself, and Mr. Kane met, and we agreed to a time served. This is an old case, I think 5 or 6 years back. We were waiting on Ben to send the paperwork. I'm just taking advantage of our.
I was waiting on confirmation that we were going to do anything.
No, Ben, that's fine. We agree. I don't know if you sent it. If you have, we'll get the paperwork. I'm just taking advantage as a courtesy. I didn't want this to fall through the cracks.
It got reset to March 25th. If our agreement is time served, we'll do time served. But I just needed to know one way or the other.
We'd like it, and then we could do. Well, the reason I'm bringing it up, I told His Honor the same thing. I said, Judge, we have an agreement. We're just trying to schedule a Zoom date. So as soon as you send that over, I'll get Trevor Walker to sign, and then we can do a plea by Zoom, I'm assuming, if that's fine.
Okay. Well, it's set now for March 25th. So if you want to try to do it earlier, get with me and we'll try to do it a different time. But if not, we'll try to do that plea on March 25th.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes, let me make sure I read this right. So Daryl Phillips, 930 at Yahoo. Okay. And so Mr. Rivera, I'll just Mr. Phillips has signed the reset for April 22nd.
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
So we'll give him your copy. All right, so that's it. You're good to go. All right. So I think that's all we got with you, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Got somebody else in the courtroom I'm going to talk to. Hold on.
So Ben, how are you guys doing the pleas right now? You're muted.
We can just understand that our conversation is being broadcasted in the courtroom right now, so I didn't want to interrupt Judge or talk over him.
We're good right now. Miss Scott was just saying how brilliant everything goes in Austin County, so the whole world can hear.
I'm sorry.
So far, we haven't done a Zoom plea yet, but the plan is to send the paperwork to the defense attorney, have the defense attorney review it, get the defendant to sign it, whether that's whether you email it to the defendant and have him print it and sign it and send it back. You know, the problem with doing it that way is once we start making copies of copies of copies of copies, forms start to get degraded. So the less the papers get printed and signed and scanned and all that, the better. But eventually, once it's all signed and everything, it gets sent back to the state will review it just to make sure everything's signed correctly, and then we send it to the county clerk's office. The county clerks will hold it, we'll set it for a plea, and then we'll do it via Zoom.
Okay.
That's the plan. We haven't done it yet.
Okay. Thank you.
besides Day, Elliot, Dash, German. Who's I waiting for emails on? Oh, I guess
So I'll just go through the
Yeah.
docket. So Elick had 2.
Okay, hold on. Elliot had, hold on, let me see. Let me get that. Is it Gary and Robinson?
Yes.
Okay.
Conrad Day had 2.
Me, Sarah, and Amanda.
Ms. Scott had 1 person with 2 cases.
And I haven't gotten anything from her yet.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, and so we're still looking for the email to reset Bessie Neal.
Okay, I did send that. I can
Okay.
resend it.
Well, it's, I guess if you sent it, then it just hasn't arrived, so you're all right.
You remember my emails were going into the spam for some reason. I don't know why.
Hey, I got the email. I need to get the other account.
Ask Karina if she just got the last one.
I see your legal assistant in the background.
Yes, I'm trying to keep my legal assistant in one space behind my chair.
Mr.
Yes,
Nice.
Judge.
Okay. I don't know, while we're waiting, do you want to just look at the docket, see who we got left?
I was going to send, I'm still trying to get that Shane on real quick. Let me send this email to Lori so she can start getting him the Zoom link. 1 second.
I can only do so much of the thing. Also, the maximum. So I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Okay, now the docket I got doesn't exactly match the one from this morning, so we'll just have to go slow if you want.
Okay.
First one I had was Mark Martinez.
Yes.
Okay, so he showed up and signed the reset.
When was he reset to?
February 3rd at 1:30. So, I mean, Laura hasn't gotten that yet. It's.
Has he, and I guess Teresa, who's monitoring Mark Martinez?
Let me look that up 1 second.
As we go through, Judge, is it all right if I try to? So I'm wondering if he's made any progress on his balance.
That's going to be Roxanne. He is paid in full to us.
Looks like he just owes the county clerk then.
We're not connected, so.
Oh, I'm talking to the county clerk.
No.
Well,
Laura, can you look up Mark Martinez?
Yeah, he's been making $100, $150 payments every month.
so he just owes money.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that all probation shows? He just owes money?
That's it.
He doesn't have any other pending violations?
I mean, I think his pending violation is that he went to California without permission.
Okay. Well, presumably he's back from California.
Okay.
He's in Texas. I can personally testify.
Well, we don't know. With the inauguration today, we don't know what Texas is going to turn into. But that's fine. Okay. All right. We may just set him out further when he comes back, or try to, as if he's just paying money. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, the next one I have was Cody Rodriguez, and Stephen Longoria signed a reset for him.
Okay.
Judge, when did he get reset for?
I don't have the reset in front of me. He signed it yesterday. Okay, then the next one I have is Justin Lopez, and now Mr. Anderson's in the courthouse, so I don't know if he has people with him or if he's talking to them, so I have to come back to that. The next one I have is Stephanie Williams, and Calvin Garvey signed a reset for her.
Okay.
Then I have Justin Lopez again. Then next I have is Francisco Izagiri. John Elick has reset that to May 20th. And the next I have is Steve Mancera. Conrad Day has reset that one to May 12th.
And I'm sorry, Judge, on Francisco Izagirre, when was he set?
May
12th?
May 20th.
May 20th. Okay. And then Steve Mancera was reset to
May 12th.
Okay.
And then the next I have is Aaron Sanford, and Mr. Garvey signed a reset for that yesterday for him. Next one I have is Quadre Washington, and Mr. Day had signed a reset for that.
Don't show him. Looks like, oh yeah, he's crossed out on our docket. Okay.
Okay, then next is Jorge Torres, and that's again is John Anderson.
Okay.
The next, there's 3 cases on Alejandro Fernandez, and Mr. Joyner has reset those, I believe. I think he sent it. I'm trying to remember now. Laura, did on that Alex Joyner, did you get a reset date on? He's the one that I think you sent something and it came back.
Judge, those were reset for April the 14th at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so those 3 are reset. Next one I have is Reyes Hernandez, and Conrad Day reset that to May 12th. And the next I have is Bessie Neal, who has 2 cases, and Ms. Scott has reset those to May 20th.
Where's her other case?
She has, it's 36125 and 36239.
And reset to May 20th. And I guess Miss Scott, if you can hear us, just try to reach out before then, and let's see if we can't work it out, or just what we're going to do on it.
Yeah, I plan to.
Let me see if we can get Miss Scott. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
We still haven't got that email, so we may want to try sending one to you and having you just reply. I don't know. So, okay. So if you say your email nice and slow, so Ms. Lozano is going to type it out.
Okay, it's Scott.
You can see who's on here. There's 7 people. If you mind the 7 of us hearing it.
I don't mind.
Okay.
You all can email and say hello.
Okay.
It's Scott, SCOTTA08@gmail.com.
Okay, it's one person, Bessie Neal, BESSIENEAL two cause numbers. One is 20 CR 36125 and 20 CR 36239. May 20th at 9 o'clock. Maybe include, Laura in that.
I'm gonna do it from that office because.
Okay,
I won't
okay,
be able to
okay,
do
okay.
it
But you're going to send it here?
right now.
So when Miss Scott replies, then you're going to forward it?
I'll forward it to my office and when I get it there, I'll forward it to everybody.
I mean, why not just have Miss Scott reply to everybody?
That's fine.
Okay, so just include Laura in that email.
And I'm not gonna see that in my office. But I'll include Laura.
All right, so Miss Scott, Karina's going to send an email to you if you just reply all. So it'll go back to the court and to Laura, the clerk.
And
Okay.
Karina,
Well,
when we're done today and we get a moment, we can export your contact list from your office computer to the courtroom computer. That way
That's not the problem.
Oh.
Okay, so let's keep going, see who else we got. The next one I show is Carrie Stuckey and against John Anderson's client. And next is Brian Robinson, and John Elick reset that to May 20th.
Okay.
And then, I know Mr. Longoria is in here now, but next one is Devon Cloud. I think you reset that.
Yes, sir.
So that was reset yesterday. Okay, and tell you what, we can stop for a minute. Mr. Anderson came in, so we got.
I'm so sorry, my Zoom was not working.
Okay.
For a 1:30 docket. Whenever I tried to.
Okay.
Code. So, me and Ms. Robinson went through my docket and she put stickies on there for the reasons why as well.
Okay, so we'll get back to you. Let's see who else we got here. So next one then would be Tyree Bogany. And I know we got some emails on him. Laura, can you see if Mr. Bogany was already reset? I'm thinking he was. His number 36187.
I don't have a reset for him yet, sir.
Okay, so I guess we'd send him the, we have his phone number. So as we get through some of these, we can call him. He was sent the Zoom Evite. Okay, then the next is Daryl Phillips. Mr. Rivera reset him for April 22nd. Then Cesar Rosas is pro se, so he was told to be here today, not seen him. Juan Ojeda is a traffic case with Cynthia Owens.
If you want, Judge, I can take a look at that real quick.
Okay.
I haven't heard from Miss Owens.
I'm gonna put everybody on mute. We've got several people who showed up here. I'm gonna see who they are. Okay.
Benjamin Giannis just showed up.
Giannis.
Hey, is Brandy in?
I didn't have him on the docket. So got somebody else who showed up who I didn't have on the docket. So you want to just do the same thing, have a reset and, okay, sure. And did they take Ms. Hunt back?
I don't know if they did or not.
Because she didn't sign up from the clerk. If she is, we can take her down to
I assumed they were gonna keep her here, but
Ojeda, Cynthia Owens,
Mr. Minor, I talked with him about Travis's most recent offer, and he wanted a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So,
And since he's still FOC,
Oh, okay.
I just assume reset him to a time that it gets filed.
well, I think, the problem was I find that if he could get somebody to talk to him today, then it might not be filed. We may be able to dispose of it and dismiss it today.
Okay.
potentially, but-
Well, let me see that. So she's still,
Yes,
so it would just take her down to Laura and have her sign that.
I hate for him getting an attorney to wind up getting him a worse. So,
Okay, let me see if, so Mr. Longoria, you want to, I guess, talk to Mr. Minor?
Anybody else?
Okay.
Guess we just reset this without talking to the judge? Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll make a note. That's the clause number 36362.
Okay, so who else?
Number.
Okay, I'll just mute him. All right, who else do we have over here? Who else do we have over here?
One of these guys is one of my resets, Judge.
Who is that one? Yeah. Okay, so about 2 months. How about April 8th?
That's okay.
All right. Get him signed up and he can take off.
Well, I just need to get my other one.
Okay, well, why don't you sign him so he can leave and then we'll look at the others.
What's date in March? Middle of March.
Middle?
Let's do early later. Oh, my bad.
So March, we got the 4th. Well, you take out spring break either the 4th or the 25th.
So Judge, I'm resetting to Gino Vasquez and Clara Weaver. And Cody Rodriguez is downstairs. She did not have an email anyway to print out what I have. So
Okay.
I can get reset for him. I'll go get him signed.
Yeah, is that one that though that you signed the other day? So it's all filled out?
I think I have one filled out for you.
Okay, so if you just want, if you can just get him to sign that. And then who are the others?
I have Claire Weaver, WEI. And then we're working on the Gino Vasquez.
Thank you. Okay, great. Right. So he's good to go. Okay, so look at
Basically, kind of already had something worked out. Yeah, he brought part of his stuff in, and now we just got to schedule like a hairball thing. So he should get fully.
Okay. So Justin Lopez, let's go through here.
He just owes money.
Okay, just to pay money, so 2 to 3 months. What was the day I gave? Was that April?
April 8th, Judge.
Is that good for him?
So all the ones that are 2 or 3 months, you want to put that date, that's fine.
Okay. April 8th.
And that's just so that we can make sure that he's paying, you know, whatnot.
Brandon Weige, looks like a July date.
Yes, because he's going to rehab, George. As part of a bond condition out of another county. He's going to a rehab facility in Houston. A minimum 4 months, could be 6 months. So I hate to set him up and then he needs to stay an extra month.
Yeah. Just want to do toward the end of July just to give him more time, or would you rather go early July?
What are the dates that you
Got the so here got the 1st, 7th, 15th, 21st.
Let's do the 7th, Judge. Only because I only have a family patient.
Okay.
Middle of July, so I hate that.
Trying to.
Yeah. Last one, I met with him this morning. I told him I said, hey, man, you might want to get comfortable with this situation a little while. With COVID, I mean, it just naturally takes a while. Anyways. What's that?
Judge Lee's office.
Even though he did ask me
For any side. That's my cell phone.
Wait, can you run it for Travis?
You know, that, so. Is it probably?
CCL@austincounty.com.
Jason, you'll be able to leave the top 2 copies and get my people to come in and sign them at the office.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, just leave the top 2, please.
That's how I've been doing.
Yeah, it works out.
Okay. Cool. You think about it when you like the COVID deal. What's your name?
And that was used, one of the years from.
This one. Oh, really?
Just the power building so small. Here's small house. I've been so busy on setting up online board, I don't know. Travis is keeping track of that.
Don't bring it down to it. Don't fight with it.
Now, you know, I get ready tomorrow. Travis gets ready.
I'm Travis Kane. He's done it.
A little bit more.
That's how you do. That's how you do.
A little bit more than that. I'll leave that one, please, when you got it.
We're gonna do it just one day. Yeah, just one day.
All right. Which one? Oh, that's it. Unless I do it. No, that one never got the cheap. Okay. No, I mean, that would have gotten that.
Yeah.
You're not more than that? Yeah. Well, happy inauguration day.
Okay, and so I know Mr. Longoria is going to talk to somebody. Who's the person Mr. Longoria is not going to talk to? You? And what's your name?
Giannis. Benjamin Giannis.
Okay. So Benjamin Giannis. What? Have to remind me what we're doing with Benjamin Giannis. Well, anybody who knows anything about Benjamin Giannis.
It's, well, he's gonna know about it. He's just walking through his office right now.
Judge, I have the file in front of me. I'm going over it right now.
On Mr. Giannis?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
So Mr. Giannis does not have an attorney. He needs to decide if he would like to get one or if he'd just like to visit with us. He's here on a DWLI with a previous conviction.
Okay, so Mr. Giannis is in front of me. Mr. Nystrom, if you want to listen in. Okay. All right, so Mr. Giannis, we just need to know, are you going to hire an attorney, represent yourself, or do you want to talk to the DA's office? Hire an attorney? Okay. So I'm going to reset you. Okay, Mr. Giannis said he's going to try to hire an attorney.
On Mr. Tyree Bogan's case. It wouldn't have been a call. It would have been via something in writing. It would not have been a phone call.
Benjamin's your first name?
Okay, and then I got your email address.
Remember, was it all right if I take some of this paperwork upstairs?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Okay, hold on one second, because now that conversation's coming back to me. Can you hold on one second? Okay, hold on, please.
All right, so Mr. Giannis, you have email?
Yeah,
BEXO LAN, like Nancy, LANEZ.
Are you saying B as in boy or B as in Victor?
B.
As in boy?
Okay, so I'm gonna read it back. B like boy, E like Edward, X X-ray, O orange, L Larry, A apple, N Nancy, E Edward, Z zebra. At Gmail. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna reset you to March 24th to hire an attorney. Okay, so if you get an attorney, you have him call us or get with us. But this March 24th date will be like this. Have you ever done anything on Zoom? No. Okay, well, you're getting to kind of see how it is. Okay, so need you to sign this, put an address and a phone number. Okay, I think she can probably get your phone.
That was on the phone.
All right.
My recollection, we had called him to confirm that he was the attorney.
Okay.
And we were going to be sending a reset. That's the last I know, and that's what he thought, but he never. I don't know if he got a reset or not.
Okay. Okay, so let's, I guess, find a date and we'll send him an email and
Are you able to take down our email address? Well, almost driving last night.
I'm giving you two. So one's for you, one's for the attorney when you're hiring. But again, March 24th. So either, you know, you'll need to be on Zoom on the 24th or your attorney gets it. Okay, so you can take off.
I will send it. I need you to respond confirmation that you got the reset, but do you have access to your calendar? So that I can, I mean, there's no sense in resetting if you're going to not be available at a certain time. March 18th. Hold on one second. Okay, hold on one second. Is March 18th one of our dates?
That is.
I have to go to my, I need to go to my desk so I can see if I sent an email from that computer. I still have not gotten confirmation from Miss Annie Scott that she received the information.
She sent a chat that said, I got Karina's email and I replied to all. Let me see, is Laura still there? Oh.
I'll be right back.
Judge, do we want to continue going through the rest of the docket? You're muted, Judge. Judge, you're muted. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Randy she just walked up and now she just came back. So I'm going to find out.
I forgot we could just ask him right now.
Okay. So do you want to, Brandy's back. So do you want to just go through the docket that's mainly going to be pro se's and traffic people that are not here? You know, the pro se's that got notice to be here, they got, you know, a physical reset. These are not people yet that got a Zoom invite and did not show up. So
what happened?
we call their names and can issue warrants.
What happened with Mr. Anderson's cases?
He
Those been reset?
signed resets.
He did those with me.
Okay. If we stopped at Mr. Juan Ojeda, or Ojeda, number
Yeah,
24,
Wait, let me find him. Where is, do you have a number or?
number 24 on the docket.
Of course, the docket I got's different from the one you got, so. You have a cause number?
20 CR 36.
I had updated, I brought y'all an updated one this morning. I'm sorry, I had stepped away.
Okay, so Juan Ojeda, yeah, traffic.
That one is, we did a dismissal form today. I don't know if it's made its way to you or not, but it's going to be dismissed.
I have not seen that.
Did you say that you received it? In 376?
Okay, so let me see who else is left. Okay, so the first one that's left is 20 CR 36229 Cesar Rosas.
Because I get 1 million emails, and I'm also, so I can only do so much.
Number 22.
I will make sure that that email gets sent to the clerk's office and the DA's office.
Let's see here.
I'm not sending you. I'm asking you to send me. This is from the calendar. What date was it?
Looks like Mr. Rosas has Travis Fleetwood as his attorney.
They've withdrawn.
Okay. Well, let's see.
CCL.
Then we will likely need to mail Mr. Rosas notice. The only notice that I have was signed on 12/10 by Mr. Travis Fleetwood. I don't have any record that Mr. Rosas ever received notice to be here at the court.
All right, so if you send him a new court date and I guess give him the Zoom link.
We'll send a letter to his address on the bond, and then we'll include the link. What date do you want us to set it for so we know what link to use?
And again,
we'll have to mail it because we don't have an email for him.
Okay, and we don't have Zoom links set up this far out, so do you want to wait until we set up that meeting date or the Zoom meeting for a date, or do you want to send him a letter? What do you want to do?
Well, we can send him a letter today, but the letter won't have any Zoom information on it. We could include on the letter maybe a notice to contact the court for Zoom instructions, otherwise be present at the Austin County Court at Law. Or I don't know, is the court planning on setting up Zoom meetings for the rest of the year, or at least,
Well, hopefully not the rest of the year, but at least for the next few months.
Okay. If we could get one for even just March, we could send them a notice now.
Okay.
Or late February. I'd prefer to send the letter in kind of in the line of way we're doing things now.
Minor. Okay. What date do you want
I
to?
was hoping we could get to April because we need to do a clean hair follicle, so. We can make sure we can.
We got 4 in April, beginning, middle, or end.
We could.
14th.
Is this on Bryson Minor?
Yes.
We certainly don't have to set it that far out. We can do a hair test in-house and have the results today even.
Okay. Brandy overruled you.
Okay.
Last.
Yeah, she's got more hair than you. Okay. All right. So I guess on Rosas, we'll just have to give me the month you want for him, and then we'll set up that Zoom meeting.
Late February.
Okay. Next one is 20 CR 36280.
Samuel Augusto, number 20. Is that number 27 on your docket, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, I think our dockets are lined up. Let's see. Find him real quick. Looks like a B name. There it is. So his last notice was received when he signed a reset on November 19th to be here today.
I'd say we call his name and no response, we'll forfeit his bond, issue a warrant.
Okay. Let me make another pile here. All right.
There's this note that I.
Okay, the next one was a traffic on Yasel Rodriguez.
What number is that, Jed?
36362.
That one, Mr. Skinner and DeRosa signed a reset form. It looks like yesterday. So I think Mr. DeRosa actually appeared to sign a reset form on that case. They've reached an agreement to kind of get it dismissed.
Okay, let me ask, so Laura, did you get that reset date?
No,
No, I haven't got it.
We still have it up here. Jesse only gave it to Sylvia this morning.
Okay. All right, so just make sure that Laura gets that.
It was reset to April 22nd.
Okay, the next one, Jarek Stamps. Yep, and he might have come up here. Let me see.
What was that?
They were pretty adamant about appearing today.
He showed up and signed a reset.
Okay. Do you know if they hired an attorney, Judge?
He did not today.
Okay.
Okay, so what's next on Shane Horlichka?
Shane Horlichka is currently on his way to court. We tried emailing him the Zoom link. By the time we sent it to him, he said he was already on his way. So we should expect him in the next 30 minutes.
All right, waiting for him. I think this is probably going to be a traffic on Juan Estrada.
I think he had been reset before court.
I don't show him in my buckets. Usually that means Sylvia's already gotten a reset on him.
Or do you know when he was reset to?
He was reset to April the 1st.
And then did we do something with Devin Wilkins? Or is that yours, the one you just did?
That's mine. He was here, we did a reset yesterday. I may not have remembered that he had a felony. Sorry, you're correct, Judge. I did talk to him, and I think I told him that I would be able to reset it after his felony date, and I completely forgot. Sorry.
Okay, so we'll get a reset. So yes, Laura, on it's the FOC case 20-0375. Devin Wilkins.
And
yeah, what about it, Judge?
I need to add Stephen Longoria as the attorney.
And Judge, on that type of case, we probably, because we have filed the felony, we're probably not going to file the misdemeanor at this time. We're just going to keep it as a companion case. We're not rejecting it, but I mean, there's no reason to keep it on the docket. We're more than likely not going to file it.
Okay.
And that may be why I don't have him on the calendar.
Okay.
And Judge, for that one, I had another attorney, so that take the other attorney off. I had a Sean Darvishi.
That was on Estrada, or is that on Wilkins?
Sean Darvishi is on Estrada.
I can't hear you, Laura.
Y'all weren't talking about Juan Estrada?
You're talking about Devin Wilkins. He's the FOC 0375.
And you said Anderson reset all of his cases on the docket, right? He didn't have anything left over?
Correct.
Okay. Just going through mine real quick, make sure I don't have anything else that doesn't have notes on it. Tyree Bogany, did that one get reset?
That's, Karina sent a email to the attorney to reset that.
Okay.
Oh, you did not?
No,
Oh.
he's gonna email me when he gets to his office.
Okay.
Because he was verbally given a date, but it wasn't followed up with an email.
Okay.
So I don't want to resend it until I know for sure what the date was.
Okay.
So on Bogany, we're still waiting for confirmation from the attorney.
We're waiting for an email confirmation from the attorney.
Okay.
Keeping a note to it, so I don't forget.
Let's see, Cesar Rosas, we're gonna send notice to. Did Calvin Garvey take care of all his?
Yes.
Okay. And then I saw a reset from Mr. Baker this morning. Skylar Wrench.
That one, Travis worked out some reset.
Did Stephen Longoria reset all of his cases also?
Yes, I think we're just waiting for that. The Devin Wilkins is the only one.
Stephen had a jail case that was set for today.
I think they may not be bringing him over, so they may meet halfway at JW's quick start.
Oh, okay.
I just finished talking to the jail about Roel Gonzalez, and they said that he doesn't speak English. They can bring him over. I think Travis has made an offer, and Steven's going to talk to him and see whether or not they can work that deal.
Okay.
Okay. I think he's a new guy in the jail, and it was one of those Travis calls yesterday, and hey, this guy's in jail, we want to plead him out.
Okay. Well, so, I mean, you want to try to talk to him and just see? Okay. Are you Mr. Horlichka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Nystrom, we got Mr. Horlichka in the courtroom.
Okay. Does he have an attorney?
He does not.
No, so I'll try to hire one that they're just too expensive. I can't really afford it.
Okay, so you can ask for a court-appointed
Yes, sir.
attorney? Okay. He's going to request a court-appointed attorney, so I'll get him the form here.
Okay.
All right, we'll get you to fill that out. After you fill it out, ask the bailiff and she'll tell you what to do next.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a paper.
Okay.
Robert, for whatever it's worth, I don't anticipate anybody going on probation.
What'd you say?
I said I don't anticipate anybody's going to be put on probation at this point.
Oh, okay. Do you think we should just stay?
If you guys are welcome to leave, I don't see any. Yeah.
Okay, if we're not getting anybody, there's no sense in us staying on here. We've already addressed our MTRs.
No. Yeah. We'll need to make sure that ahead of next week's docket, we discuss the MTRs ahead of time.
Right.
And, and Ben, there is this one guy coming over for the jail that Stephen's going to handle, and there's a chance it could be probation. We just don't know.
Right. And of course they could log back into the meeting. I don't know how long that's going to take.
Want to just let us sign off and just call if you need us or something?
Yeah.
Is that okay, Judge?
That'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So, Judge, on Skylar Wrench, you said Travis had worked out some kind of reset?
Yes.
Okay. And then Phil Baker reset Jeffrey Wagner.
What's the cause number on that one?
That is number 31 on my docket, 20 CR 36310.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't have a specific mark on my calendar. We may need to call his office.
Yeah, I only show that he reset Robin Fearon via email.
I don't have his phone. His legal assistant is named Lisa Baker. Maybe you just call her. She could confirm what the basic plan is.
Okay.
So the female prisoner has been taken back. Okay, because if Calvin represents her, there's nothing else we can do today. Since Calvin represents her, there's nothing else we can do with her.
Can I see your docket? Oh, we're not done yet? I'm sorry. We're not done yet?
Just kind of waiting.
I just want to make notes. Best I can.
Get her reset for the next court date. She's in custody.
Hey, John Anderson reset all his cases. I just had a call from somebody saying they had COVID, and I told him to get in contact with him because I thought he had reset his cases.
Yeah, I have. Well, I filled them out. I'm hoping Miss Robinson has all of John Anderson's resets.
I have copies upstairs.
Who has the top page?
Sylvia has all the copies upstairs.
Okay, so Laura, Sylvia has all those resets.
Okay, like I said, I was just making sure because somebody called about him and they have him as an attorney.
I can run those down.
Well, I tell you what, before you leave, so does Chastity Hunt have a felony?
Yes.
Do you know when that's, I mean, is there a reason for us to?
You can ask Ben. It's February 2nd.
So is there any reason for us to speed up a misdemeanor setting?
Not my I was.
Judge, I'm on the phone with Phil Baker's office right now. They're supposed to be sending over an email confirming that they had Jeffrey Wagner reset.
Okay, so tell her I'm just going to put the misdemeanor case into April, but she has that felony in February.
Yes, sir.
And so she'll meet with Calvin, and on that February date, if she just mentions I have a misdemeanor too, maybe we can work everything out.
Okay.
Then Jeffrey Wagner was reset to May the 12th at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I got it now. I got his email.
I only know that because I had to ask her this yesterday for a family member.
Okay. Okay, so do I have Mr. Horlichka's, did you sign that in front of Laura? Yes. All right, I'll take that for you. Okay. Okay, so I'll appoint an attorney, and since we're doing all this Zoom stuff, he's not going to be here today. Where do you live, Wallace? Yes, sir. He has an office here in Belleville, but I probably suggest since you're up here today, just swing by the office, and so you can see each other, exchange contact information and that type of stuff, because I'll probably reset you out a couple months. You'll have a copy of the reset, so you can take it to him.
I was gonna, can you try to find a Wednesday so I don't miss work?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Are you familiar with Belleville at all?
Kind of, sort of.
If you were going on Highway 36, like the opposite of where you came up, you just go around the courthouse like as if you were going to Brenham North. I mean, not even a mile, half a mile from here.
Probably a quarter mile.
Yeah, yeah. On the right-hand side, there's a convenience store.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then on the left-hand side, there's two offices. One is LKL Insurance. And then right next to it is John Anderson's. It's J.W. Anderson Law Office.
Yes, sir.
That's who I'm appointing.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So if you will you'll sign this, put your name and phone number, and then that's his name. And so you're going to get two of these, one for you and one for him. They just swing by his office and.
Email address on the bottom.
Okay, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Is Stephen talking to me?
I didn't know he was still here. He just got.
Okay,
I'll
so
find it.
the guy from the jail's here, so if we just let Stephen know.
She said I better.
You can just write that in that space at the bottom if you want. Hello. Morning. Well, I didn't show anybody for you on the docket.
I'm getting tired.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Herrera. Samuel. Oh, Becerra.
Okay.
Becerra a la Torre.
Okay, good.
Right. He's an actor from Hollywood. He got a little problem. No, I'm kidding. Just because of the name.
You have more resets forms down there?
We're going to get them for you, Judge.
So since you're here, do you want to talk to the DA's office about him?
Well, no, I just need to get a reset, but I knew he was here. Oh,
Is that Miss Sedillo in the courtroom right now?
Yes,
And she's here on Samuel Augusto?
yes.
Okay. I'll call off the troops.
Okay, so I think you got a handle where his office is?
Yes, yes, sir.
If you can't find it, you know the convenience store I'm talking?
Yes, sir, that Exxon, I think it is,
If you get to the Exxon,
or is it the Shell station? I know
if you got to the Shell, you've gone too far. Yeah, the Shell's too far. So I think it is the Exxon where that little convenience store is. But it's just I think it's JW's, just there's two of them, one going north and one going south.
I'll keep my eye open. I'll find it.
All right.
Thank y'all. Y'all have
All
a good
right.
one.
Yeah, just touch base with him.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh, wait. So if it says mute, does that mean I'm?
Judge?
Yes.
I was going to just ask, Stephen got all of his cases with the exception of the jail person reset, right?
Right, and that the person's here, so Stephen's talking to them, and Miss Cedillo is here.
Okay. So we're just waiting on those two cases then, right?
Right.
Okay.
generally kind of hard to.
Judge, I'm gonna try something real quick just to prove Brandy wrong about something. Appreciate the assistance there, Judge.